today we're going to continue this paint project. We are going to put highlights on the door and the light dabs of light as well. So I'm using cerulean blue and white, and that's it. First layer, the darks that I used were cerulean blue, Payne's gray, a bit of Payne's gray for the first layer, and then I started using, just continued using cerulean blue and white. So now I'm going to be mixing my cerulean blue with white to get some highlights. And I'm going to do the highlights from here. And it goes down. I'm going to leave a tiny little dark blue, not too much, just enough. This is the side of the door, so the light is coming from the right hand side, and this is the side of the door, or actually the side of the frame of the door. I'm going to take this now, and I'm going to continue highlighting. I'm going to need a little bit more here. Let's take a strong highlight and start from here. I'm going to narrow, make the panel narrower from here to here, from the first to the second. And I'm going to come down, and as soon as I hit this part, I'm going to make sure that I am not highlighting all the way down at this point. I'm just going to take my blue and white, and I'm just going to create an illusion or a suggestion of dabs of light on an angle. Some of them are big, some of them are small. At first, dabs usually, they look sometimes when you're painting, they might look a bit too funny looking. But once you stand back and you look at them, they actually look okay. They look like dabs. So I wouldn't worry too much at first. Let's highlight a little bit more this side. I'm using a round brush. You can use any brush you like, whatever works. Now I'm going to highlight the door, the side of the door a little bit more, this side, because it can't be that dark. Again, not all the way down. Let's keep it kind of, keep the highlights in the right place. I'm going to soften this. This is way too dark. Acrylic dries darker anyway, so I usually try to adjust my darks and lights. Okay, I'm going to take now white and cerulean blue. That's good. All right, let's move on. Let's let it dry and see. I will be adding as well just a bit of dabs here, because just to continue, those dabs are coming to this point on the wall. So that means they will hit, some of those dabs will hit the side, the frame as well. Okay, let's do the window. Same idea. Dabs only on this window. This window doesn't need anything, just the sunny part. I usually do my dabs, sunny dabs of sun carefully. Make sure that I change the shape. Some of the usually dabs of sun, some of them would be strong and some will be soft. So not all of them are the same color. That's done for this. So for that, for the window on the side, I'm just gonna highlight part of it. Very simple, really nothing much. Bottom part. I'm trying to keep anything behind the bicycle. I'm trying to keep anything behind the bicycle simple. Okay, not much detail. Okay, so this is done. We're going to move on to the wall. For the wall, I'm using titanium buff, and it's golden, ultramarine violet from golden as well, and titanium white. Any titanium white would do. So for the wall, I'm going to start with, I'm going to use one of these bright, and I'm going to mix titanium buff, ultramarine violet, and fill everything from these right here, balcony, top, and then let it dry. Then I'm going to come here, do the same. Start with a medium tone, mixing titanium buff and ultramarine violet. I'm going to do half of the wall behind the bicycle as well. I'm not going to be recording all of that. I will just pause and maybe record part of it, or I might record the whole thing. As long as there's ultramarine violet. So we're putting the shade area. All of that wall is in a shadow area. So there is no sun here except for dabs of sun. So, and it will dry darker. So now I'm going to switch to round brush. Take the same. And work around any wall behind the bicycle. Any part behind the bicycle. Just make sure. All of this is covered. Once we put the bicycle on, it will look much better when we paint the bicycle. Okay, this is good. Good enough. Now I'm going to take white, mix it with titanium buff, no ultramarine violet. And I'm going to come here and create the same idea of the dabs on that wall. That will take a bit of a time, but will look good. So those dabs, some of them are light, some of them are dark. Not dark, but soft. These dabs are, it's the sun filtering through the leaves on the tree, the leaves in the tree. So they all have, honestly, a different shape. Some of them have bigger gaps or bigger shapes, some of them small. I'm going to stop talking and just paint. My brush stroke is controlled. I'm not doing wispy. I'm controlling my brush stroke. Although it looks like it's wispy, but it's not. In the reference, there's a lot more light in here. There's a right here. So I'm gonna put this. And the light behind the bicycle reflects the wheels or the shape of the bicycle. This wall also has dabs of sun, but they go the other way, in the opposite direction of this across this way. Not much, really. This is not a part that needs a lot of work in here. This is more the focal point. I'm gonna add a little bit of stronger light dabs. Some of them, like I mentioned before, are strong light and some of them are not. It will all make sense once we put the ground, the tree. It will make sense. I'm gonna take a bit of anything, any color brown, burnt umber or raw umber, whatever you have for now. I'm just gonna put the branch of the tree. It gives me a better idea how all of these details here are looking together. And that's it for today.